Alright, we're getting ready to prepare our turkey. The oven is preheated to 325 degrees, and I bought a Butterball whole turkey breast to serve. There's just 3 of us today, so I have just enough food to serve us and have some leftovers. So I'm going to prepare. So what I've got is about a 2.5 inch deep pan. This is what I'll be roasting it in. And then I've been letting it de-thaw in the other pan here, just in case there was any juices or anything coming out. And so what we're going to do is we're going to basically put the turkey in this pan and then put some oil on the skin and then put it right in the oven. I don't put stuffing inside, that kind of grosses me out. I will have some stuffing though, and my famous mashed potatoes and biscuits and broccoli and cheese, and I think Victoria's going to make some cranberries up, and yeah, it's going to be a nice Thanksgiving meal. So I'm going to go ahead and get this ready to go. First of all, of course, I'm going to wash my hands. Yes, I did just use dishwashing liquid to wash my hands, but you know what? It's soap. I'm a dude. What do you want? Alright, hands are all clean. Can you see this? Alright, so basically I'm just going to open up the netting. I'm going to open up the packaging also in this pan. I don't want to do it in the sink. Sinks are gross. Alright. Letting the juices out there. Certainly not the way our grandparents did this. Maybe our parents. I guarantee our grandparents went out and, or grandparents probably when they were young, went out and killed these themselves. Different age back then though. Oh, dribbly gravy won't be happening. Not in here. Okay. So we've got the turkey set there nice. Alright, so we have our turkey and put a little oil on it. I have regular oil, I'm just going to spray Pam on it. Turkey is oil covered. Now, the thing about turkeys is, now my oven is preheated to 325. The thing about any kind of large meat item like this is, when you're roasting it, you need to make sure that the inside's done. And the way you do that is using a thermometer. Now I have this thermometer here. It's a digital thermometer, and basically you you insert the probe into the meat there, and then you can run the wire outside of the stove, and then it's got magnets on the back, and this can sit outside the oven so you can see the temperature, and it'll measure the temps. So I'm going to sterilize the thermometer probe here real quick in boiling water, and then I'm going to jam it into our turkey. So you try to get the thermometer into the thickest part of the meat. So I'm going to pick a side of the breast, and I'm going to jam this in. And then we're going to place the turkey in the oven, and be about almost 3 hours probably for this one. It's almost 9 pounds. Alright, and so we'll check on the temp periodically, but probably about an hour from serving time, which we expect to be around 2 o'clock, I will start the rest of my stuff now. Like I said, I've got my mashed potatoes, I've got my dressing, and a lot of this is not from scratch. The mashed potatoes will be from scratch, but I use frozen broccoli and then, you know, cheese with that, and you know, stovetop stuffing. I could probably, I mean, I could follow a recipe and make these all from scratch. It's just not, you know, not how I do this. So anyway, I'll keep you posted on progress, and we'll be back in a bit. Alright, so Victoria just called. She said she's got a fever and will not be coming today, so it's just Adam and I. And I have some snacks. I have some yogurt pretzels, and I have some cashew nuts I'm going to put out while I'm cooking the rest of this so nobody gets hungry. On the internet, because I've got DeMarco Murray on my fantasy team, so hopefully maybe we'll do something good here. And on the TV, on YouTube, I've got a 4-hour streaming fireplace going, because it's too cold for me. I mean, it's too warm for me to light my own fire here. So, trying to build some ambiance while we're getting ready. But I'm going to open these up, and then I'm going to start skinning my potatoes and getting ready for the rest of the meal. So, all right, peeling the potatoes, getting ready to start up the mash. Do a little time lapse here. All right, last one.
No, it's fun. Geico. 15 minutes to save you 15% or more on car insurance. The secret to mastering Black Friday shopping is Kohl's. So right now at Kohl's.com, get Black Friday deals online, like 50% off toys, $7.99 after rebate taken elected, and 70 to 75% off buying silver Shop new online for your buses, your Wednesday. Plus, only once a year, $50 gold cash for every $50 spent. Black Friday ever is online now at Coles.com. Coles.
I don't have a garbage disposal, so I gotta keep track of my stuff in the sink. Alright, so now we fill up the pot. Can you see? Yep. Fill up the pot so the potatoes are well covered. Put some salt in there and we'll put it on the stove to boil.
Honda days this year. When I think about getting a great deal on a Honda, I'm all.
Make sure all the potatoes are covered and actually a little bit extra because it's going to boil off. So.
Hurry to your local Valley Honda dealer for great deals during the Happy Honda Days sales event. See dealer for financing details. And it's first and 10, 42 seconds left. Can we do it?
All right.
The coach comes out on the field. Bill, who's there with the coach? That's the team's business equipment company, Edwards Business Systems, an authorized Xerox dealer. The coach calls.
All right, we're going to let these boil for a bit, and then we'll get started on the rest of the stuff and try to have everything done at the same time. The one I'm worried about is the biscuits, of course. They've got to bake a little longer. Then, so let me check. All right, so while the potatoes are finishing boiling here, I'm going to prepare everything else to be cooking while I'm actually whipping them. So I've got my stovetop stuff in, and I've got my broccoli that I'm going to have ready to boil, and so I'm going to prep all that right now and have that on the stove and ready to turn on. All right, now for my broccoli, what I tend to do is get just the frozen stuff. This is florets, and I get 2 of those. Then I get one of the spears to add more of the stalky texture. So we're just going to open these up and have them prepped to I think I'm only going to do one thing of stuffing since it's just me and Adam here, so have to proportion things a little bit. Potatoes are about halfway done boiling. Alright, so the water and the butter are measured for the stuffing. While I am perfectly capable of making gravy from scratch, it's just not practical for me on Thanksgiving with all the other stuff we're cooking, so I get these jars of Heinz turkey gravy, and then I put a small can of mushrooms in it because I like mushrooms. Okay, so I'll drain the mushrooms. Just slap them right in there. And then when I heat it up, stir it in and all. Alright, just another couple of minutes on the potatoes, so we'll get the whoop beaters out. These will be for the biscuits. Now what I'm going to do is go ahead and take the turkey out because I need to ratchet up the heat. Turkey's ready. I need to ratchet up the heat to prepare the biscuits, so they're going to take a little while to cook. Now you have to be careful when you take the meat probe out of the meat because it's going to be hot. It's metal. It's been in an oven for a while. So take it out, rinse it with cool water. set it aside for cleaning later. And really quickly, there's my turkey breast, looking good. And there's the potatoes there, boiling. And then that pot there is for the stuffing. And then there's my gravy. So got a pretty full stove going on here. And that's an interesting look. Yeah. This is my I just woke up look, even though I didn't just wake up, but I haven't done anything. It's Thanksgiving, what the heck. So anyway, we're about to be done with the potatoes, and we're going to show you how we prep them after that, and everything else will be cooking in the background, all right? Alright, so we got the potatoes, we're going to strain them. Alright. Alright, so I've got my potatoes. Now the way I make them is I take a whole bag, or I guess it's a 5-pound bag of potatoes, drop a whole stick of butter in there. If you're on a diet, might as well forget eating at my house for Thanksgiving. Alright, and then I take a little bit of salt. And some pepper. Alright, now, how we make it nice and fluffy, get some whole milk, pour it in there, just a little bit. This is how you determine how thick it's going to be. You pour in some of the milk. You proceed to whip. Not nay-nay, but you are whipping. Now the butter's going to make it nice and rich. The milk's going to make it nice and fluffy. Alright, so we got the initial breaking up going on, but obviously I need a little bit more. Whoops, milk. I'm not going to cry. Just spilled milk. Alright, so add a little bit more milk. Keep whipping. A little bit more milk. You can tell if you look at it. You see it's still kind of a little bit lumpy, not smooth. So you just add a little bit of milk and keep whipping it until it's nice and smooth. Should be enough. And voila, we have perfect mashed potatoes. Alright, now we're going to move along over here to the rest of the stove. Can you see everything? Okay. Now my broccoli is starting to boil pretty well. We're just going to make sure it all gets broken up. Now, that's hot. And I'm going to start boiling my, that is the preheat notice for my biscuits, so I can now put my biscuits in the oven. Now, I for years made my own biscuits from scratch because nobody made biscuits that were as good as mine. But with the coming of the frozen Pillsbury biscuits that are real biscuits, it's way too convenient to go ahead and buy them. Way more personally efficient. Alright, the broccoli's coming along. I'm going to turn the gravy on low. We're going to turn the, we're going to wait on the stuffing because it's going to be about 20 minutes before the biscuits are ready. And I don't want to, I don't want to have things getting cold while we're waiting on biscuits, so. So what I'll do is once the broccoli is finished defrosting basically and has heated up, I'll put it in the colander over there, drain it really well, and then I will cut the, again I have the spears because I like the stalks to provide the kind of a filling so it's not all just florets. I cut the spears so that there are florets from the spears, but there's also the stalk portions. So you see here we've got the broccoli. Here we've got the broccoli spears, and I'll just chop these up into chunks. All right, so we're gonna let these heat for just another couple of minutes, and I'm gonna take them over and drain them. While this is the next few minutes, I'm gonna go ahead and cut up my cheese. For my cheesy goodness, I've got a block of Velveeta, and I've also got a package of Colby and Monterey Jack shredded. So these are my two cheeses for that. All right, the cheese is ready. Broccoli is suitably heated. Alright, so the broccoli's ready. I'm going to put the cheese in. Now the burner is still hot, so it's not going to boil, but it will help melt the cheese. There's all the Velveeta. And this will take a little while to fully melt. And we'll save the shredded cheese for the end. Alright, so I'm going to go away for a minute, and when I come back we'll be on our final push. Alright, so trying to get the cheese to still melt here. Got to keep the broccoli hot and stir the cheese up underneath so it'll melt right. So once you get the cheese underneath the hot broccoli, it'll really start to melt and become liquid, and will look more appropriate. Right now it looks like chunky broccoli, but it will eventually get where we want it to get to. Really, the long pole in the tent right now is the biscuits. We're looking at another 15 minutes and we're ready to eat. Alright, you can see the cheese, while still a little clumpy, is melting. Again, another 5 minutes, and this will be more attractive than it is now. Alright, so in the meantime, we're now heating up the water and butter for the stovetop. And we'll be fixing that. And then we'll be pretty much ready to go. And of course, now look, cheese is really getting liquidy, getting to be the right consistency here. Very good. Yeah, so I mean, the stovetop's super easy to make. Basically, boil water and a half a stick of butter, and then dump the stuff in that's in the package, and then take it off, and it's done. And you have to appreciate the ease of that when you're cooking for two, and we're dudes, so you know. Alright, so the broccoli pretty much done. Now we're going to put a coating of the shredded cheese on top. And that will melt and get all nice and gooey. Turn the gravy up just a little bit. See, here's how our gravy looks, nice and mushroomy. That's how we like it. Okay, the water's boiling, so we pour in the mix. We stir it in. Take it off the stove. And we put a lid on it. And in 5 minutes, we have stuffing. Alright, so it's been 5 minutes. We're going to fluff the dressing. It smells so good. Perfect for two. And I believe I believe that the biscuits are ready. Look at that yummy goodness. Now what I do with these once they're done is I take a stick of butter here and rub it over the top of the biscuits while they're hot. Gives them a nice little butter glaze and adds to their buttery goodness. And there you go. turn the gravy up just a little bit. I don't think it's quite done. I'm going to leave the biscuits here. And here we go. Here's our Thanksgiving meal. Mashed potatoes, broccoli and cheese, turkey, which I'm about to carve, dressing, chocolate pie, gravy, and biscuits. So much goodness. We are so fortunate, and we're going to enjoy this by watching the director's cut of the Lord of the Rings trilogy, and spend the day doing that. And I'll be trying some wine. Adam's not old enough yet, but we'll be doing that, and that's it. I hope y'all have a great Thanksgiving. Hope everybody enjoys your time with your families, and enjoys your good fellowship, and is thankful for everything that we have. And next up is Christmas. Looking forward to that. I get to see my family. It'll be amazing. All right, guys. See you later.